Hi yogis, welcome to practice. It's Kelly here to guide you through our Vinyasa. I would love it if we started class today lying on our backs in Supta Baddha Konasana. So butterfly your legs, bring the soles of your feet together, and let's arrive and ground down to the mat the best way we know how. Let's get started. As you head on down to your spine, take a moment to interlace your hands onto the back of the head, chin rounds in towards the chest. As you exhale, set your head down to the floor. Gentle as you open the knees. If this is too sensational for you, you're going to push your feet away from you. And if you need a little more, heels close to your groin, palms turn face up. We arrive. About 5 rounds of steady breath here. Your first few conscious inhales and exhales for the day. We'll continue breathing in and out through our nose. You're going to press into the back of your head to lift your shoulders off the mat, space them out nice and wide, and reset yourself back down onto the floor. Another way to visualize that is if I were standing up over you, I would pull on your arm and lightly scoop my hand underneath your shoulder blade to get that nice connection down on the floor. So you can visualize getting hands-on adjustments for someone else or give them to you. Now's a great time to learn how to give yourself adjustments. A few more rounds of breath here. Ujjayi pranayama, in and out through the nose. We meet with the eyes open and in dead bug pose. You're going to close your knees together and reseal your lower back onto the floor and lift your feet nice and high. Lift your arms as well. I have a bend in my knees to keep my low back suction cupped onto the floor. If you have a tight low back or hamstrings, or you have a prominent backside, you're going to have to bend your knees a bit more to get that connection of your low back onto the mat. If you're feeling too fatigued, use your exhale to set everything down, but try to join me. Inhale, arms and feet lift off of the mat. We hold. And we set our intention here. The reason why we take this pose is to have a lymphatic drain of all of the gunk that's been in our toes and our fingers are starting to run that fresh blood down to the torso. It's a good way to be. And so may you have that similar cleansing drainage going on through the rest of your life today. That which no longer serves you will naturally fall because you have gravity that's going to let it run itself through your body. It's just a different way of looking at things and of turning things around. You've still got the same body, we just put it in a new shape, and in turn we get a new perspective. So may we drain what no longer serves us today. I hope you're starting to feel warmth in your core. If you're not, resection cup yourself down to the floor. Maybe hug yourself into a tight ball. We're still here. 5, 4, 3, 2. and 1. Keep the left leg nice and long. Bring your right leg with you. We take wind removing pose. Hug the leg in. Some feel comfortable with the knee straight over the chest. If you've got a differently arranged pair of hips, right, you're going to have to open your leg off to the side and think more kneecap to armpit. Depends how your hips lay. Once you take this squeeze, forehead in towards the knees on the breath in. Active breath here. Relax your left leg and think strong chaturanga arms with the side body. Close the eyes, squeeze a bit deeper. So good for your low back. 3, 2, and 1. Release the head down to the mat. Let's switch sides. Nice and easy. We didn't come to yoga to rush. So forehead will meet in towards the knee when you're ready to squeeze. That's on your inhale. Grip of life. Hold on to your shin. Happy to be here. Face is calm. Inhale, forehead into the knee. Tighten your belly. Let's release the pose. Forehead down to the mat. Lift your arms, lift your legs back into our dead bug pose. We'll start to pick up some momentum. You can lift your backside off of the mat, and then we'll meet in our seat. Let's enjoy. Take a few. In Ashtanga, you do a full 360 on the floor. So if you've got space for it, turn around into a wild little ball, maybe break dance here on your yoga mat. I can't see ya, right? Do what you want. Wild freeform movement is highly encouraged in your class. We have a lot of stagnant energy in our body, and every so often, just like a dog shakes from the tip of their head down to their tailbone, us humans have to get that energy out too. And so take note of when you can add a little bit of shakes and a little bit of yoga to your day throughout the day. If you are home all day, then 3 or 4 10-minute practices of yoga might serve you better than this 1-hour vinyasa. Just be sure that you're warmed up first. But can you stop, drop, and give yourself a shake later today? Get the wiggles out, and then we meet in stillness. It's a great practice. High energy, high movement, peace. Slow it down. High movement, high energy, peace. Slow it down. We take this skill with us from the mat into the rest of our life. High energy out there, chaos, peace. We stop, drop, and forward fold. As you exhale, forehead will drop down towards the mat. May you find a forward fold, gentle. Sit up tall, and your right leg will extend out nice and long. Keep the left sole of the foot with you for now. You're gonna fold straight forward, not to the leg. Keep your toe flexed. It might just be an inch or 2, as long as you don't compromise your spine. Nice long spine, breath is in. Exhales to hinge forward. Some of you will be able to fold all the way down, and some of you might like a block or a blanket underneath your backside. That's going to help you fold up and over everything here. So gentle eyes, find a focal point that matches the rest of your long neck, your long spine. Then crawl over to that right leg, face the toe, take a breath in. As you exhale, lightly bow. Breath in, sit up tall, twist to the center. As you exhale, take a bow. Breath in, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Meet in the middle, breath in. Open mouth. Left hand, bring it behind you, fallen star. Press into your knees, lift your hips nice and high, take a peek behind you. Happy yogis. How's that hand on the floor? Connect with more than just your wrist on the mat. Use your fingertips. Why not? Focus on something different. Release this pose and we'll switch out the legs. We first start straight forward. Left toes are flexed. Take a breath in. As you exhale, we take our very gentle fold. Mindful that you aren't dumping all of your weight into this ankle, into this leg. May you find a steady focal point. We breathe. We start our breath to movement. You need to come out of your fold first. Turn it towards the foot. Take a breath in. As you exhale, Janu Shirshasana. As you inhale, back to center, twist towards the front. As you exhale, fold. 3 all together. Right hand comes behind you for fallen star. Hips will gently lift, but your hips don't have to come off the mat. You can always lift your arm nice and high. You're working towards your full expression. Hello, fiddle leaf. Let your belly get a good stretch. We hold for the same amount of time on this side. How are those fingertips? Yeah, yogis. Release, head on down to the floor. We're ready to pick up some momentum, so meet me in a tabletop pose. I will see you on your hands and knees. Some free form movement for you. Let's move around in our cat and cow. Then we'll be holding our cow pose. Drop your belly, lift your eyes, and make this as active as you can. Feel that stretch in the belly, unclench through the stomach, drop your stomach a bit lower, and instead of craning the neck, imagine I'm standing behind you, pulling on your shoulders to open up through the collarbones. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release that. If you need to round the spine, take a quick roll, then tuck the toes, take an inhale. Downward facing dog as you breathe out. 5 rounds of breath, Adho Mukha Svanasana. I'll be showing you a transition into Warrior 1 that is great for opening up your calf. Before we get there, just pedal your heels a few times and enjoy that sensation. And then what you'll do is you'll seal your left foot down about 45 degrees, like you are already in Warrior 1 with the left foot. Press into your hands, press, 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 and feel that lovely stretch all down your IT band, your psoas, your calf. Holy moly. Then take a tiger's pose, knee to nose. We're lightly feeling this transition of your right knee as if it's about to step into Warrior One, and then sealing your foot all the way down. You should feel a very lovely stretch right away. This is a great way to take Warrior One. Instead of stepping your foot through between the hands, you're gonna step your right foot behind your wrist. Really tight core, set your foot down to the mat, and settle into Warrior One. Before you come up, feel your torso start to drop down to your thigh. Very active, warming up proper back here. Still breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're ready to come up into our full Warrior One. Your hips are locked and loaded to the front of the room. Today I'm going to be taking a different arm variation. Go ahead and interlace your hands behind you or hold on to the forearms. Proud to be here. We quite literally are going to grow a bit more flexible in this pose. So when you feel ready, you can always widen your stance. I suggest not moving your front foot, but always get in the habit of moving your back foot when you find a wider stance, best you can. Then think of your head at 12 o'clock right now. Breathe in. And then head to 1 o'clock. Exhale. Take a breath in. And exhale to 2 o'clock. I think from the angle you're watching me, I might be going from 11 to 10 o'clock, but you get the idea. Think of an analog clock. Then as you exhale, we're heading to our half mast. So 3 o'clock, straight ahead. Imagine. You must visualize where you are, regardless of what your physical body has. Then head back to 2 o'clock. Slow and mindful, 1 o'clock. Warrior Ones. Arms can sweep overhead, and then we'll reverse our warrior. As you reach your hands behind you, imagine you're now traveling to that 11 o'clock. Our little pendulum here. Drop your hands down to the mat, and hands are in front of that right foot. Step your right foot back to meet your left. High plank, breathe in. Low plank, exhale. Chaturanga, upward facing dog. Breath is in. And downward facing dog. As you exhale. 3 rounds of breath, Adho Mukha Svanasana. How's the body doing? How's your state of mind? Seal your right foot all the way down to the floor and play around here. See if your foot can fully suction down. If not, you might need to move your foot a bit higher up to the top of the mat. You're feeling a lovely stretch. If you've ever had a shin splint or an ankle injury, be gentle and easy here. I'm right here with you. Be gentle. Then we've got left leg will start to lift into a tiger's-like pose, just so that you can further play, sealing that foot down to the mat, feeling a lovely stretch in the back of the calf. When you're ready to step, left foot behind your left wrist. See what you can do, and meet me with your torso down on the thigh. You must check your alignment. How's it doing? Which side's tighter for you? Is there a tighter side or not? For me there is, in case you were wondering. My left side is so much tighter. And so I go mindfully with a shorter stance. As you inhale, we'll meet in this Warrior One. Have your arms mimic what you did on the other side. So I'm going to take a bind behind me and get used to standing up nice and tall. Proud to be here. If I were standing behind you, I'd put my hands on your shoulders, I'd give them a pull, and then a little scoop of your tailbone so that there's not too much booty sticking out, okay? Virabhadrasana. Not all of your weight is in one foot. May they stay even. Challenge yourself. How's that knee? There we go. And 1 o'clock. 2 o'clock. 3 o'clock. 2 o'clock. 1 o'clock. High noon, arm sweep overhead, take an inhale, take a back bend as you exhale. Deep lunge into the front knee, hands gracefully travel down to the floor, let's flow. Left foot steps back, high plank, breathe in. Low plank, exhale. Chaturanga, upward facing dog, big inhale. Downward facing dog. As you exhale, 3 rounds of breath. Knees wide, forehead down to the floor. I'll see you in Balasana, child's pose. You've got about a minute here. You can crawl to the left or to the right. If you can't reach the floor, hinge your hips a bit further up to the mat. Bring your forehead down. Catch the breath. Keep hanging out here. This is your moment of ultimate freedom. I will meet you in a child's pose here. Attend to your creature comforts. I will do the same. Our journey continues. You'll travel into a tabletop-like pose. If you need a cobra frog, if you have space for it, lightly dip your hips down to the mat. So lovely. And then I'll see you on your forearms. So to measure your forearms, even Steven, take your hands and bring them onto the sides of your biceps. You should be able to hold a nice light grip onto your arms. Then your elbows, take a look, right underneath your shoulders. Then you're going to bring your palms face down for now, but really your wrists are your priority. So if you know that you do better with fists or with a basket, go right on ahead. But today I am working on really wide webbed fingers. Let's take a right leg nice and high, 3-legged. And get used to that here because you're going to be tempted to lean to the left. Oh, maybe you have a wall to hold you accountable. Isn't it nice that we're not kicking a bar in this small studio? If you're in the back row, I'm sorry for your Achilles. I know how you feel. We've all kicked it. So you're nice and active. You're gonna bend at your knee, tiger's pose, knee to nose. Take a look at that right knee. Imagine that you can tap. You can connect and then neutralize. Keep your right knee off the floor. You're still on your forearms. Right knee is going to open like a fire hydrant. Fly the right hip open, inhale, and knee down to the mat. Breathe out. Tuck your toes. Breathe in. Dolphin pose as you exhale. Press into your hands. Keep your head off the floor. And I'm going to take a generous bend in my knees to make my upper body my priority today. You are welcome to do the same. If you're working on straightening the legs, that's on the inhale. On the breath out, take a bend at the knee. Inhale, straighten the legs. And exhale, knees back down to the floor. Right away, we switch sides. Cat and cows are always welcome. In between, keep your right knee on the floor, left leg extends out nice and long. We've got a floating dolphin in the house. Find your balance, tighten the navel, breathe in. Exhale, tiger's pose, knee to nose. 3, 2, and 1. Re-extend the leg. We have more to go. You're gonna bend at your knee, let it hover off the floor, press into your pinkies and your thumb. Fly your left leg open, fire hydrant. 3, 2, and 1. Knee down to the floor, tuck the toes, breathe in. Dolphin pose, exhale. If you have inversions in your practice, forearm stands or donkey kicks, you're welcome to do so. Anything in between is always welcome. We're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower your knees down to the mat. Great work, yogis. Let's come down onto your belly. Let your cheek rest on the mat. Bring your hands down by the sides. Open mouth, exhales. First round, we will take a Sphinx pose. So come on up to the forearms and your palms are face down just like we were in Dolphin, but hopefully you are able to target a different part of your low back. Give your booty a shake, give your legs a kick so that you're unclenching everything on the floor. Proud to be here, roll the shoulders up and feel a stretch in your belly right away. We hold here. What's your intention? To drain out what no longer serves you. Lots of ways to visualize a drain. Water going down your drain. You can think of rain as it cascades into the ocean. However you like to think of draining something away that no longer serves you. See it leave your body. Take a breath in. And exhale back onto your belly. Now switch sides. Find your other cheek. Let your hands go. Back onto the forearms we go. This is going to help set you up for our next pose, which is a one-legged bow, Urdhva Dhanurasana. You're gonna bend at your left knee. This might be plenty for you. You can stay here. You're gonna start to reach your left hand behind you. Go ahead and find the ankle and then bring your right hand right underneath your shoulder. Then as you inhale, press into your hand while kicking your foot back. Gentle grip on your ankle and your hip bones need to stay on the floor. You choose the intensity. We're not worried about what others think today. Kick back, breathe in, open mouth. Gently release, no need to flop your foot down onto the floor. Set your chin down onto the mat and see if your left leg feels a little longer than your right. I think it does. Go ahead and reach your right hand behind you and try to connect with the ankle. Some yogis like to stay here with their chin on the floor because this is a great quad stretch. What's your priority today? Then press into your left foot. Kick your right foot back. Use that pinky. Proud to be here. Where's that smile? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, release. Chin can slide down to the mat. We're ready to flow. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Use your knees if you need. High plank. Breathe in. Low plank. Exhale. Upward facing dog. Breathe in. And downward facing dog as you exhale. Now, seal your left foot down the way that we learned. Seal left foot down for warrior one. Take your right knee, tiger's pose, knee to nose. Re-extend, breathe in. Exhale to step on through warrior ones. Arms sweep overhead. Take a breath in. 3 o'clock as you exhale. Reach your hands forward, bow forward, and hold. 3, 2, and 1. Back to warrior one. Take a breath in. Back bend as you exhale. Back to center. Right leg nice and long. Let's take pyramid pose, Parsvatanasana. Bow over the leg, and we hold. I have a couch here, so I'm going to show you how I use furniture as my prop. You can use your hands on your desk, your chair, your couch, so that your spine is now your priority. Nice and long. Take a breath in, and exhales to look down towards your foot. Your perspective must at least go in the direction that we're all headed. We cannot make our intention drainage and then not breathe, right? So tap into your breath. It's better to breathe twice as much than not at all. Pause the video if you ever need to really catch your breath. Arms sweep overhead. Take a breath in. Back bend in your pyramid. Exhale. Back to center. We rise. Bend at your knee. Hands will travel down to the mat. Make space for yourself. High plank. Breathe in. Low plank, exhale. Chaturanga, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. We are not done with the right side. Right leg nice and high, 3-legged dog, and then take a tiger's pose, knee to nose. Straighten your right leg off to the left side of the mat. Left hand is coming off of the mat, so graceful. Enjoy. Hand down to the mat. Let's flow. Leg steps back. Breathe in. High to low plank. Exhale. Upward facing dog. Press the earth away from you. You got it. Downward facing dog. As you breathe out, 3 rounds of breath. Feel that energy run through ya. Now we've got a right foot to seal down, warrior one style, and you're going to take a tiger's pose, knee to nose. And then you're going to re-extend on the breath in, and then you'll step through, find your warrior one on the inhale. Arms sweep overhead, Virabhadrasana. 3 o'clock as you exhale and hold. Reach, reach, reach. Unclench your teeth. If you need something different, airplane your arms. 3. Hi yogis. I have no idea what happened, but I'm just gonna hop back exactly where we were before. So warrior one with your arms airplaned. Go ahead and lunge into your left leg, right hand behind you, arms airplane. As you inhale, hands reach forward. Back up to warrior one. Take a breath in and back bend as you exhale. Back to center, left leg nice and long. Take your supported pyramid pose as you drop your head down to the floor. We grant ourselves patience, never knowing what's going to come our way, but we happily accept the challenge. Arms sweep overhead, out of your pyramid pose, breathe in. Back bend as you exhale. Back to center, we rise. And hands drop down to the floor. Let's step back into our high plank pose. Breathe in. Low plank as you exhale. Upward facing dog as you breathe in. And downward facing dog as you exhale. Left leg nice and high. You know what to do. You're going to take a tiger's pose, knee to nose, then straighten that left leg. Left hand on the floor, right hand comes nice and high. Fallen star. 3, 2, and 1. Drop back down to the hand. Find your high plank pose. That'll be on the inhale. Low plank as you exhale. Chaturanga, upward facing dog as you breathe in, and downward facing dog as you exhale. Drop on down to your forearms. We are in dolphin pose. Bend at the knees, look at your thighs. Now remember, in our dolphin pose, any bend in your knees is just fine, but your inhales are for straightening, your exhales are for bending, and any further expressions are always welcome. Forearm stands, have fun. 3, 2, and 1. Drop down to the knees. From this forearm stance, a few rounds of cat and cow. Find your high plank pose. That's on the breath in. Let's flow. Low plank. Stay strong, yogis. Upward facing dog. We burn that energy and we bring in peace on the exhale. Downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. Drop down to the knees. Swivel forward and keep both of your feet to the left of you for a mermaid side stretch. You're going to bring your left hand towards the same side as your feet and lightly take a stretch, hinging over to one side. As you exhale, chin will drop down to the hand. As you inhale, chin lifts. As you exhale, chin drops. And before we switch sides, let's get all of our wiggles out. So legs out in front of you, organic movement, always welcome. Take a few rounds of breath, be sure everything feels okay. Then we get ready to switch sides. In our mermaid side stretch, all of your weight is not dumped into your feet. May you use this sits bone to keep you nice and rooted. Start to angle, same direction as your feet. And then we add in the chin work. Inhale, chin lifts. Exhale, chin drops. Inhale, chin lifts. Exhale, chin drops. And back to center we go. Legs will come out in front of you. Give yourself a shake. I have a bit of core work for us to get to today. Go ahead and zip your knees together. Bring your arms out in front of you. Start to lift your feet. boat pose. You choose the intensity. You've always got the support of the back of your legs. Dirty yoga teacher feet, I know it. So thanks for staying with me. Hands will come out by the sides. Happy to be here. Lean back. Hold with me. We've got this. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rock forward, breathe out. We stabilize for another round. If you're able to wrap your forearms around the back of your thighs, please do so. Then walk your heels closer to ya. Start here, floating on your sits bones. Yay, happy to be here. Building on, then straighten your legs, point your toes like laser beams out in front of you. Full expression. Arms are coming off of your thighs. Start to reach forward and hold. Still breathing. One of our favorites. We build character. We build strength. 3, 2, and 1. Release the pose. Legs down to the floor. Go ahead and turn to the length of your mat and meet me in the dead bug pose. Such a glamorous name. Lifting both feet up, lifting both arms up. Off we go. Let your low back feel a bit of a challenge here. Your suction cupping down to the floor and noticing any differences from the start of class. And then you're going to take your right ankle and you're going to bring it to the top of your left thigh. Interlace your hand onto the back of your left thigh and keep your left leg nice and straight. Toe is flexed. Little tuck of the chin to keep your shoulders, your head on the floor. Forehead in towards the knee, we squeeze. 3, 2, and 1. Release your head down to the floor and we'll get ready to switch sides. First, both legs up the wall, Viparita Karani. This is a great way to keep your core active. Try not to set your feet down through this, but if you need to, don't give yourself a hard time. Yogi's choice. Hold on to the back of your right thigh. Foot is flexed. One leg up the wall. Forehead lifts up towards the knee, part 2, as you squeeze. 3, 2, and 1. Release the head. We love the challenge. Go ahead and bend at both knees once you have released. And we're going to take a child's pose on our spine. So first hug the knees in a nice wide V. Let your feet dangle by the sides. On the inhale, palms face up, arms sweep overhead. You should feel the tightness of your core and a little bit of your mula bandha, your root lock, as you scoop your tailbone. That's going to keep your back nice and long. We work on draining, so draining all of that which no longer serves us, out the fingertips, out the toes. Can you feel this lovely stretch in your armpits? Squeeze yourself in tight, Apanasana. Forehead in towards your knees, give yourself a tight squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release your head to the floor to set up our low back. Bring the soles of your feet onto the mat. Bridge pose. Press into the palms. Inhale. Hips will lift off of the mat. Our goal here is to take one solid bridge pose, slowly, incrementally lowering our spine down to the mat. You can start now. Start your slow roll. See how slow can you go? How slow can you go? Not just the edge of your foot is pressing into the mat. You're using the ball mound of your foot. Any opportunity to take another one, you can certainly do so. Listen to the spine. It has a lot to say when we roll it up and down on the floor. Very helpful self-care practice. Forehead in towards the knees. May you give yourself a tight squeeze. We set up for Shavasana. I will offer Supta Baddha Konasana for your Shavasana today. If you enjoy hips open, soles of the feet together. To ground, hold on to your heart and stomach. To be ready to receive, turn your palms face up. Good morning, stretch. Arms sweep overhead. Knees in towards the chest. Take 10 rounds of breath to arrive into your meditative seat, and I will join you. Sukhasana. We never rush this step or any step in our yoga practice, as we know that we must go slow and smooth in order to feel the effects of this discipline. As you continue to drain what no longer serves you for the rest of the day, we take a big breath in and an open mouth exhale. We do our best today. Hands at heart center, as the light and teacher in me is honored to guide the teacher and light in you. Namaste. Thank you, yogis. Thanks for sticking with me for this conjuncted class. And as I sit here with a smile on my face, I am so happy to try again, right? I did film a full hour class. I did 30 minutes of practice talking to myself, but I must have needed that Shavasana and those cues for me. And so I didn't want to leave you hanging. I finished class with you, and I hope that you can see my living, breathing yoga as a way to shine a light on your living, breathing yoga, because that's what the real student-teacher relationship is all about. So we do our best, and we do it with grace, and we do not hold our breath in the meantime. So, namaste, yogis.